And we're gonna go into the draft of game 2, by the way. We're here. Woo! Virtus.Pro,
Nice.
Dire side this time, and Team Spirit Radiant side, and we're fresh into the draft. Virtus.Pro, they need to win this game. If they don't win this game, Vega is gonna be really happy, because if they don't win this game, Vega will go through to the LAN finals instead of Virtus.Pro.
So the big heroes, I guess, in the last game were OD and the Earth Spirit. I think. I wonder which teams will ban them out, because
that's what I said.
Would you consider banning out Bounty Hunter at all? I mean, it was first fake pick last game by Virtus.Pro.
I don't think you have to be too scared about the Bounty Hunter. Like, I think it was the OD and Earth Spirit mainly, and like the way they laned it.
just the dominance on the mid lane was ridiculous. But the Bounty Hunter did play a pretty major part.
Was that because of him being Bounty Hunter, or him being getting a safe lane?
I think it was more because he was so far ahead already. Like, and the mid laner and the Earth Spirit had so much farm that it just like propelled them forward faster. Definitely,
well, they're taking their time.
Having a good think.
Normally, you don't use reserve time for first ban, because you can think about that beforehand.
There's quite a few heroes that want the VP to play, so and they're like, okay, we have first pick, we can pick up the OD here. We love it, but we're not sure if we want to give away Invoker and the Chen or the Earth Spirit. Okay, so they ban out Earth Spirit, instantly answered with Enchantress.
So they're probably gonna ban OD if Team Spirit doesn't, and then it's gonna leave
Invoker,
Chen or Invoker, IO.
Poor Team Spirit, really. They seem so pressured.
Beastmaster.
Beastmaster as well.
5 seconds remaining.
The hero that's been like pretty much dominating this entire tournament.
So do they ban the Beastmaster or do they ban?
Well, first pick for Team Spirit. Maybe they want to pick it up, right?
Yeah.
Good.
But then they could leave the OD.
I know Funnick hasn't really had much success on the Beastmaster.
How is anybody not successful on a Beastmaster?
Do you want me to play?
It's pretty hard.
I don't think.
What are you saying?
There's a lot of micro involved. Like, even when we interviewed FNG, he said Beastmaster is probably the hardest offlaner to play right now.
Okay.
So it is a difficult hero. Like, you always have to worry about.
But I feel like
Funnick
can do a good job
at it. You need to know where to put it,
and also
like where to go.
And also, you need to know where on the map to be to get the solo pick-offs. You know, like it's definitely a difficult hero.
Well, they ban out the Bounty Hunter still.
Okay, interesting. The ban Chen.
Too much pressure.
The OD is in the pool and the Invoker.
But you get OD, it's good against Beastmaster because of
the defensive save. Yeah, exactly.
So it could be good.
Because if you pick Beastmaster, they get
OD.
OD, yeah.
And
the previous game we had Iceberg's hero picked up last for Team Spirit.
It's kind of unusual in this thing. I think Navi do it quite a lot. They always they sometimes leave Denny's hero to the last, but very few teams do it.
Usually you leave the most versatile player until last.
Yeah.
So you can just whatever.
Denny's very versatile. Actually, there's a lot of people on Navi that are very versatile.
Okay, Nature's Prophet first pick.
And there's a Beastmaster.
Do they take
okay,
OD
so there's
as well?
a Beastmaster Invoker. Oh, the combo.
Oh yeah, of course.
Use the Hawk, you find a single target, you roar, Sunstrike follow. But then the defensive supports are still here. They still have
Venge
the
and
Oracle.
Oracle, yeah.
I think if you have Nature's Prophet, you want the Venge, right?
Or the IO.
The IO, that's pretty good. Yeah, the global presence.
The IO is actually really good. What's Zeus? Interesting.
Oh god, are you gonna pick Spectre and AA? Let's go for global.
Oh god.
No, it's kind of similar to IO though. You have a global presence as well.
Yeah, but he doesn't really give anything defensively.
No.
That's the difference. He's just purely offensive.
Hawk.
Huh?
You can kill the Hawk?
Yeah, true, you can.
In a way, he's defensive, since they can't see you with the Hawk, but they already saw you.
You can disrupt the vision a lot.
They ban Venge themselves.
That's a good point.
Because VP have first pick after the...
So what's your response to Invoker BM?
You need some defensive. Against Zeus.
Shadow Demon?
Shadow Demon.
Doesn't really combo, but you could do Shadow Demon Lina, Shadow Demon Kunkka.
Does Goblik or Always Wanna Fly play a lot of Oracle?
What?
Goblik or Always Wanna Fly, do they play a lot of Oracle?
Always Wanna Fly does. He's very good on it. I think Oracle is probably your best choice right now. Definitely is your best choice. Because
You know which hero is still in that normally gets banned out by Team Spirit?
Rude.
Yes. Goblak does not like that hero unless it's on his team.
Okay.
Is there a chance here? Are we
They'll
gonna?
forpick it if they do pick it, I think.
Yeah.
Oh
Sure,
boy.
why not?
Radiant team
The push. It's pretty good against Zeus. You know, you can just spin. You can always get away. You
Yeah, and you have the ward for pushing.
You have the healing ward to push, yeah. Alacrity on top of it as
But
well.
they already picked all their cores. Probably. They could put BM as a support.
Yeah.
They want to, but...
If they put BM as a support, they could also do
10 seconds remaining.
the Brood as Shiva said.
Yeah. Oh god.
5
Oh
seconds
boy.
remaining.
Does Team Spirit does Virtus.Pro if these are their cores,
Mm-hmm.
how well would they do against the Brood
10
Mother?
seconds
No,
remaining.
I'm saying VP picked the...
Yeah, but if for example, if Virtus.Pro
5 seconds.
Oh.
or if Team Spirit goes for Brood still, which is not very likely because Nature's Prophet is there
Juggernaut's
already.
pretty decent. You know, you just spin, it's not terrible, but...
What's the Wisp?
Virtus
It's a good.
Pro's
It's really good.
turn to
Invoker's terrible, early game against Brood.
There's still Bat in the pool as well.
Radiant
Okay.
team pick.
Look at this, more healing.
This is gonna be the death ball of the
Yes,
century.
it is.
Oh god. What
Fifth hero in terms of another support that can do that? Is Shadow Shaman too greedy?
Dazzle?
Dazzle. More heals? Really?
Sure.
With the healing ward already and with the Voodoo Restoration?
Shadow Shaman's not
Mm.
bad.
It is very greedy. That would be the only downside.
Disruptor could be very good against
Oh,
Nature's
yeah.
Prophet and IO.
Yeah.
Having a silence for Zeus is also...
5
That's
seconds
really good.
remaining.
Spirit Breaker is amazing against IO.
No one.
Ooh, I've been
No
wanting
one.
to have that
Hours,
hero the whole week.
Turn to ban.
Keep bringing it up, and finally it's here.
Spirit Breaker is amazing, actually.
Disruptor is really good.
Yeah.
Spearbreaker is good
You
against
can
Ursa
pressure.
too.
You can pressure Zeus early. You just charge the IO.
Yeah.
You can even just ulti the Ursa when
You
you
can
use
bash
enriched.
the bear.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
haven't seen it in a long
Catch
time.
Nature's Prophet.
Speedbreaker is like the ultimate Russian hero.
5 seconds remaining.
Haven't seen it all week.
No.
Yeah. Not even bad.
Even Treant could be decent.
For VP.
Yeah. I don't know if you want to put Doctor and Treant though.
I think against
So much
the
heal.
some burst damage wouldn't be bad too. Like
Radiant
Lion?
team
Lion or
You like
Lina
it a lot?
control the Ursa,
Is-
burst the IO.
Is there a chance that we can see Crystal Maiden again? I'm a fan.
They
That's so squishy.
they usually pick it against Channer and Enchantress.
Hmm.
Virtus.Pro
Oh, right, Wyvern
turn
removed?
to pick.
Boy, the Wyvern ban.
I think Dazzle is decent.
I like the line though.
Lion
What is another
really
hero
good.
that can save people well from Ursa? Apart from
Control is probably like
Winter Wyvern. Is Oracle actually still good for that?
Yeah.
That was a big
Doom.
do.
Radiant
Wow.
team pick.
Okay, it's kind of like a mini aura hero. You know, you eat the Alpha Wolf, you buy Vlads, you push with the team early.
Yeah.
It's pretty greedy though. But if they do win one team fight, they're gonna push really
Yeah.
fast,
Holy shit. Yeah.
crazy fast.
What do we think of Team Spirit here? What do they need?
Control.
Yeah. Lion,
They
Bane.
need Bane, Lion,
Bane
maybe even
banned out.
counter
30
push.
seconds remaining.
They banned Bane last pick.
Yeah.
Okay.
5
They need some
seconds
setup for
Keeper
IO.
of the Light, man.
Keep from the light. Lion it
Lion,
is.
yeah.
So the control is here. Do you
It's
think
good
that's
against
enough for them to take
Juggernaut.
this? Ruin Virtus.Pro's chances?
I think Virtus.Pro went a bit greedy with Doom.
They're very greedy.
I
Yeah.
don't like it.
But if they, I'm gonna go with VP. I think they can win the early game reasonable amount, and then because Invoker Zeus we saw it earlier,
Mhm.
and then push super hard. I'm
I
gonna
think this Ursa is gonna
VP.
go Berserk, man.
Which, you're going for Virtus.Pro? Which box do you want to be a part of?
I'm
This
Spirit.
box or that box? You're a Spirit.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna see Virtus.Pro on LAN at
Alright.
the end of May, so I'm gonna join Shane there, and we're gonna find out, guys. It is time for our last game already. Last game of league play here: Virtus.Pro versus Team Spirit with LD and Draskell.
That's right, Cheever. This is our last game of league play here at DreamLeague. It's all on the line, Andy. And Virtus.Pro, they control their own destiny. That's where you want to be as a top competitive team. You win, you're in. You lose, well, you only have yourself to blame. Vega, of course, will be rooting for VP to fall flat on their faces. So I have to ask you, what are your thoughts on the draft?
I don't think they're going to fall flat on their face, unfortunately. But I do think that VP's draft is a bit more stable. I think they're going to have a really hard time punishing VP's greed in this Doom. Like, Iceberg's going to go berserk with the words of 8mother. He needs to go berserk this game if they want to win. If he has anything less, I think, than a stellar performance, it's going to be really tough because, you know, mid-game you're going to be getting doomed quite a bit. I think that VP have ample tools to just blow up the Wisp on relocates. They have Beastmaster for vision. It just seems to me like if it goes past 25-30 minutes and Team Spirit haven't taken a ton in terms of map control, it shouldn't be, in my opinion, that hard for VP to just pull out a victory. They have a great team for Roshan on top of that as well. We'll see what happens, though. It is very execution heavy on the side of Spirit.
Well, didn't have the execution in game number 1. We'll see if they can bring it here in 2. As Illidan's going to take over that mid lane Zeus. It will be matched up against G there on the Invoker. Now, last time we saw this matchup, the Zeus for Na'Vi got a whole lot of help. Not sure we're going to see quite as much support for Illidan in the mid lane, just based on the heroes. But early on, looks like we're going to be a Beastmaster offlane for VP, and up against the Ursa dual lane. Has to be careful not to get caught out by Fuzzy Wuzzy.
Yeah, you get towered over real hard with this. People underestimate how fast Ursa is with just a tether. He buys like an Orb of Venom or something and just runs at you.
I do want to point out he started boots first as well, but look at our last lane now real quickly. It is Funnick up top, up against No Fear on the support Witch Doctor, already denying Treants, getting aggressive. Feeling very confident against this lane so far, and that does leave the Doom off in the jungle. We'll have to see if that can be punished by Team Spirit as, oh, No Fear, in a lot of trouble. Funnick just running him down with the early Treant harass, cancels the salve. Oh, actually, it might go the other way, just able to stay out of range of Yoku's Blade Fury there. Couldn't quite deal the finishing blow, so now Funnick in great position. Immediately starts poking Yoku. He is just crushing this lane, 1v2.
And this is what they need, because they can't really do anything about the jungle Doom. You don't really want to send a hero over there, because then you sacrifice either the off lane or the mid lane. You really need to make sure that you're at least kind of doing really well in one spot. Funnick almost killing No Fear there. That's going to put him in a great position in lane, as you already mentioned. But now it's going to be down to how long does Team Spirit have before they really feel the need to start to push towers. And to be honest, I think they actually need lane kills. Because sure, Furian's going to help you push a bit, but you don't have a Chen, you don't have an Enchantress, you don't have that I want to group around as 5 hero. So I think they're more dependent on winning their lanes by a pretty wide margin than most drafts you would see.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's fair to say so far winning this top lane by a decent margin. The Jug not farming too well. They forced out the early Witch Doctor salve. Prophet having a pretty good time. As for the mid lane, Zeus 9-0 against Invoker 11-5. I mean, Invoker with the slight edge there, so I mean, call it more or less a wash as far as Zeus not being expected to win his lane. And well, then down bottom, Ursa's doing pretty well. So an above average start, but it's not like they've completely crushed the lanes either.
Not yet. It will be a little while, I think, before Iceberg starts going like all in on tower dives. If he wants, he can finish his phase, or he can go like Stout Shield or Venom for just like the ultimate tower tanking build and just run in. Speaking of running in, Funnick's just like, whatever, I have trees, come at me.
I mean, that is the story of Nature's Prophet nowadays, is has skilled up the Sprout here. And it's going to back away as Yoku continues pursuit. He's at least going to grab the boots now. Funnick
misclicked.
Kind of hesitating on where he wants to go. He's going to eat his way through the trees. No Fear there to grade him, but he does drop the Sprout. Unfortunately, he sprouted himself inside of Blade Fury range. He tries to finish off No Fear. The IO rotation comes through. They might even be able to turn onto Yoku. Oh, Yoku in a lot of trouble. This could be a quick double kill of First Blood, and they're looking for more Spirit. Whereas the Sprout doesn't quite find Yoku. I guess wanted to get the full block on both sides so he could just Quelling Blade out, but instead, he just kind of skated around the periphery of it. Stun, clap, and dead. Spirit, well, they don't get the second kill top, but they do find it bottom. So, explosive start here in the lanes, Andy.
That's what they need.
Almost an explosive finish there on the Ursa, but
yeah, he's got his phase, so able to outrun the Sunstrike. Very nice start here for Team Spirit. Like we mentioned, they need to kill in the lane. They can't be satisfied with just trading farm by any stretch, because this whole time Aloha Dance is just silently farming away in the woods, you know, doing his thing. Eventually, he's going to come out level 6, throw out a Doom, and it could be a very quick kill. So very good for Team Spirit to get this kind of a start.
Funnick phase boots, believe online now as well. So he can really dish out the harass. Has to get to the shop to buy him, but should have him coming momentarily. Is there a hero they should be picking on? Is there any particular target you want to see them go for, or just any kill will do?
You mean Spirit?
Spirit, yeah.
Yeah, I think honestly anyone is fine. Just pressuring lanes in general is all they need.
Godblack throwing out the stun there. Got Cold Snap, unfortunately, is there to greet him, and Hadouken from the Doom will get the kill. So good rotation there, closing in. They did have a ward, I believe, scouting out that Lion rotation, and he probably knows there's one there now.
Yeah, I do think that pressuring the safe lane of VP is probably the easiest thing to do, because Juggernaut's not super effective even at level 6 against Furion just by having trees around, you know, full creep wave. Witch Doctor can't do that much if you rotate in. We already saw just an IO TPing can be enough for Funnick to get a kill, and he's sitting on top of quite a bit of gold already anyway, so he has enough to like finish his phase and start building up the drums, which is the common build that we see on this hero. And not only that, but he's closing in on level 6. So Team Spirit getting a lot of the things they need at a very early stage. I guess the next thing to look for is, you know, always want to fly, obviously, 1/6. What item build is this Ursa going to go? Does he go for the Mask of Madness? Does he go for an early Blink Dagger for just sheer aggression? Because I feel like in some games you want the Mask of Madness if you're like Dire, just to be able to sneak the Roche, but when you're playing Radiant, it's much harder to get away with that, so maybe he just goes for the straight Blink Dagger.
And it's going to be really tough against a Beastmaster and an Exhort Invoker as well.
Right.
You can't just walk in most of the time.
Spirit can keep this up, keep free farming. Their Ursa is pretty far ahead of everyone in terms of farm.
Yeah, it looks like they want to make the move bottom with the Nature's Prophet, perhaps. Pings are coming out.
Well, they got 3+1 if he wants to TP in. Even with the Iron Talon and some Tangos, I think he'd probably just die anyway.
Yeah, not sure. Maybe just trying to figure out where exactly the Beastmaster is. For now, Nature's Prophet, Funnick, gonna stick around up here in the top lane. Puts a bit of harass out, but they are giving a lot of time to the Doom in the jungle. So remember, it's really 4 cores for VP. Even with a slightly rough start in the lanes. But now Funnick, he sees an opportunity, knows the cask is on cooldown, has the ultimate ready, but the heal for No Fear is just way too strong. Already level 2. He's not even going to try for that one.
Yeah, but Funnick's still getting the creep wave, and that's really all that matters. Like just smoke here. 3 heroes.
Ooh, where they go? Straight to Roche?
Yeah, because they got the mask. They didn't buy Blink. He just wants to go for it.
There's a hawk there. Right there. Can they contest?
FNG with the next level plays. I actually don't know if it matters, because the Doom has to walk all the way across the map and has no mana or health. I think
Zeus is coming and the Prophet can TP. So there are 5 here for Spirit. This is going to be dicey.
I don't think VP can do anything about this.
They want to. Their lives on the line here in DreamLeague. They are going to march into the pit. Aloha Dance gets blown up off the bat, and Roshan dangerously low. Now popping the ultimate. Iceberg will secure the Aegis. He picks it up, gets the last hit, so nothing for VP, just a free Doom kill.
That was such fortuitous timing. Because the Doom's not 6 yet. Obviously, it's 7 minutes in, so he must have had a pretty rough jungle. I honestly haven't been watching him too much, but he did also come to help mid a bit. Yeah, he came mid for a little bit, but just not having any mana or health for that particular Roshan, just such good timing from Team Spirit. And again, we talked about how much momentum they need. They're getting every single thing that they need this game.
Yeah, off to a fantastic start, and this lineup could snowball. They've got huge global presence, heavy burst damage, and I mean Ursa, who's like the definition of a snowball carry. So, like you said, everything going smoothly now. 3-1 the score, though, has been relatively low kill count, especially compared to last game. But you got to imagine that's going to start to change now. Empowered with the Aegis, Spirit will be looking for kills.
It's time to start running at people, I think.
Yeah.
Hopefully they can get the
Angry Bear syndrome activated.
Yeah. Then Always Want to Fly is almost 6 too, so as soon as Relocate's available, we're going to see some bear things.
What are you doing when an Angry Bear runs at you?
A lot of the times, believe it or not, you just die.
Shocking.
Yeah, bear's pretty powerful.
In other news, grass is green.
You can pretend that you're dead, but in this game, unfortunately, that doesn't do much.
Yeah, there's no playing dead in Dota when you've got the hero portraits to make it quite clear. And they will get to work on FNG bottom lane, mauling the Beastmaster. Tame this one. Iceberg cries out, and there's nothing but silence to greet him from FNG.
Well,
6 feet under now.
Everything going according to plan still for Team Spirit.
Crushers of dreams, perhaps.
Yeah, I don't know about the Juggernaut, actually. Like, the way the early game is playing out, I feel like Yoku's going to have a really hard time contributing to the fights. Because Jug, if they start 5-manning on Spirit, what do? Throw out an Omni that hits 3 times into, like, 20 trees, and an Ursa who's just going to use Enrage if you start to get him isolated. The snowball factor from Team Spirit can become very scary for you when you're playing a hero like Juggernaut, who doesn't really do much in 5-man fights until much later.
Oh, that's the first relocate of the game. Down to the bottom lane, on to FNG, even committing the finger for that one. Ooh, the punishment. And they do collect the kill, so multiple ultimates, and then seeing this level of aggression, at that very moment, the Invoker Midas comes out, but it just feels like a hope and a prayer for VP that they get that window to farm. I mean, it is core on Invoker, but the pace the Spirit are playing at.
It's
gonna be tough
AS
to deal with
Dota.
this.
You ain't gonna get farm time. Like, Iceberg is gonna be running at you. They're gonna use relocate pretty much on cooldown, I would imagine. And it's just gonna be just constant pressure.
Yeah, gotta anticipate those ganks.
Yeah.
Use the Hawk wisely, but it's tough against Global. It kind of limits the Hawk's power in a lot of ways, I guess.
I'm kind of wondering if maybe G should have just gone Quas Wex this game instead of Exort. I feel like that makes them almost too farm dependent, because Exort Invoker is the hero who kind of sits around and farms, and Juggernaut kind of has to sit around and farm as well. So maybe they just have too many cores that soak up too much farm on their team instead of having somebody who actually helps create space.
And Quas Wex Invoker is really good. Mid lane, Illidan looking for the kill here on Aloha Dance. The ultimate comes out from the Nature's Prophet, drop the Doom, and now the Sunstrike coming through. That's a connection. But not enough for the kill. IO there to bail him out, and Funnick comes in from the rear. Scorched Earth still going here, and Funnick frantically trying to TP away. Does barely make it out. Couldn't find the Infernal Blade angle there. So
They commit Doom. Yeah, they don't get anything from that, honestly.
But yeah, I totally agree with you about the Quas Wex Boyd, especially because you're up against Ursa. Like Cold Snap, Tornado, these things just ruin an Ursa in the early to mid games.
Yeah, I mean, an Ice Wall can be good too, but in order to Ice Wall, you have to be next to Ursa, and that's not where you want to be.
Or you have to be a master of angles, but even like slightly being off, and it's not going to do anything to him.
Yeah. Well, VP are still, you know, they're in the game, but it's going to get really scary for them soon if they don't start taking something. I guess having Roar now on FNG is going to help a lot in that department, and they do also secure the safe lane tier 1. So it's not as if they've just completely lost out, but I would say 2 out of their 3 lanes lost pretty handedly. Off lane, Funnick definitely won, like hands down. And the fact that Illidan's got 2 kills to his name, really good amount of farm, I'd say he probably won his lane as well. But, you know, we say that, G's still farming very well.
They are spreading the map here a bit for Team Virtus.Pro, trying to slow the game down, but here is an item that tends to speed the game up, the Blink Dagger for Ursa online.
It's going to be hard to utilize this Aegis, though. I think it's going to be fading really soon. Oh, they're just going immediately.
They're just like, let's suicide bomb them. Straight forward, Blink Dagger revealed onto Aloha Dance, gets off the stun though, and runs the other way. They want to kill off the IO on the backlines. They're successful in doing so. VP calm under pressure. That was a very aggressive relocate, and they handle it beautifully.
Yeah, they had a ward down, so they knew that no one else was really coming in, and that relocate was way in the back. So it's not as if...
Funnick, he wants this courier. Something for Spirit, at least. They lost the IO, but we're going to get some gold. No items on it, though.
Iceberg, you don't want to be there.
He's got the blink. Does he want to use it? Thinking about it. Thinking about it.
He has vision, so he definitely saw them over there.
Yeah. Oh. You say that, but there's the cask. They're backing off.
Yeah, no mana for Doom on Aloha Den, so they just got to bail.
Yeah, no Roar either. Still cooling down.
But, you know, VP forcing Team Spirit around the map a bit, it's a good sign. Just kind of making the enemy team do what you want for a couple of minutes can be all the farming time that you really need to start catching up, because Aloha Dance had a really, really rough start on a Doom. You know, having to go mid like you mentioned. And even Yoku still not really even getting an item after his phase boots are completed, just trying to decide, you know, what do I make in this game?
What do you make this game?
Honestly?
Is this, I mean, normally it's been the Battle Fury for most jugs. Can he get away with it this game?
I think he might have to go like Manta Diffusal or something.
All right, well, we'll see what he wants to go for. For now, FNG, Death by the Claws.
That's a rough game, honestly, for VP. They do have the Beastmaster, though, so maybe they can abuse the vision a little bit to slow the pace of the game. At the very least, not take so many fights and just wait until your core items are up and available. Because I think they really need the Doom to get mech. Maybe he's just going for the casual buckler build, though. I've seen Puppy kind of pioneer that at Shanghai.
Yeah, I mean, Doom's a cool hero in that regard, especially from the support role, where you can build pretty much anything, and you're still going to be a relevant hero.
Yeah, it's just because of the combination of like Tranquil's buckler and the Bassi, you get so much armor from that, and his strength gain is monstrous. It's 3.2. So your effective HP pool to physical damage is massive. Big
smoke gank from the side of VP. FNG creeps in. Iceberg, though, the man in front to reveal it. He blinks out, and even if they had jumped him, there was a relocate save available, so it wouldn't have been the best way to initiate.
Might have actually been a blessing in disguise, to be honest, that they didn't jump on that.
This could be better, though. They get the roar. On always want to fight with the Sunstrike, and he will likely go flat here. Has the tether out 1 second. Infernal Blade. Oh, just enough to get the kill. Close to getting away. Everything just perfect there for VP. So, yeah, truly a blessing in disguise.
Yeah, if they go on Iceberg, he gets relocated. Funnick maybe TP's in. Fight is a little bit hairy for VP. But with that kind of pick, there's no rebuttal from Team Spirit. They cannot reinitiate after that happens.
I guess the next best thing is split push. They'll send the Ursa on mid. Next Roshan still a little ways to go before it respawns. But VP trying to get the map control here. Pushing in the bottom lane. Keeping the mid tower up as long as possible. With Yoku even spinning to clear out this creep wave. VP handling things well, all things considered.
Yeah,
as I say that, Lion just charges and Godlike with the man mode. 2 heroes done. Finds no fear. Now on to G. Ursa popping the ultimate rather early there. Has been controlled by the Doom, but they're just chasing onwards and upwards. Funnick heading to the north as G tries to retreat. Spirit's crashing through. He just gets the sprout. It felt like he had an Aether Lens or something there, but barely able to catch out G. Now the Lightning Bolt's coming through, and they will get the Invoker kill as well. Make it a 2-0, and chasing for more. Relocating over the top, trying to lock down the Doom. Aloha Dance into the trees. Away he goes. Zippity-doo-dah, but it's back to the well instead. That's 3 down Team Spirit. Again, a decisive victory for them. Not taking an objective just yet, but they are going to push for it, Andy.
I think they should at least get quite a bit of damage on this tower. I think Yoku, yeah, he TP top, so he's not going to be able to go bottom.
Saving a lot of gold here. Seems like he's still not sure what he wants.
He may just go Battle Fury, honestly, because it's one of those games where I don't think one particular item just turns him into like a mega strong hero in the fights, you know? So just going for the farm-centric build, maybe playing around the Beastmaster a bit more, like I was saying, avoid the fights. Try to take it to a later stage where the Doom becomes much more impactful as well, just because you negate a lot of farm on the cores. It's an alright game plan, but Team Spirit, they're going to probably get another Roshan here.
They're actually backing off. They know Doom's on cooldown for a while.
Yeah, it should actually be quite easy for them to take that, but they're a little bit scared because everyone on BP is currently missing.
And relocate is on cooldown, it looks like, so I guess that's the other big thing. If Ursa gets caught out in a bad position, no easy save available right now.
It's really tough for VP to take Roshan themselves too, which is important to note, because obviously Team Spirit kill it very fast. They have Ursa, it's a low risk, very fast type of Roshan attempt. And if they were to die at Roshan for Spirit, it would be way worse, because they need to keep getting the Aegis and keep like pushing, getting the last towers off the map and whatnot, and maintaining map control. Where if VP get that momentum, it's so bad for Team Spirit.
Oh, there's a smoke mid for VP, but at the same time, it looks like there might be a movement here from Spirit. Already VP getting the high ground edge, though. FNG, the man in front, he wants Goblet. Goblet turns the wrong way at the wrong time, but God, that failed from Ifrin, just doing so much work. Huge nuke damage coming out. Team Spirit manning up, but the Omni Slash is going to turn this one around together with the Doom. Oh, it's going to get the relocate out there. Io back to base, but Iceberg on the defensive at this point, sprouting and trying to collect the Aloha Dance counter kill. It ends up being a 2 for 3. My God, that Zeus damage is absolutely disgusting.
They died like instantly.
I think the static field hit like 3 heroes there. Had the ult come through, lightning bolt. Brutal stuff.
Yeah, they popped pretty quickly. But the unfortunate part is when you get doomed as Zeus, you're a creep. You can't auto attack, you can't do anything. And unfortunately, he was the target. Ends up dropping there. But it could open up an opportunity here since neither the Io or the Ursa are dead. They're going to force VP to come back for Roche. They're running towards it right now. The Treants are scouting out Aloha Dance, so they will be forced back here. I don't know, this game is still... It's actually fairly close, given the circumstances. Like, Team Spirit had a really explosive start, but again, that's what they need. They can't play from behind with these heroes. They need to constantly be staying ahead of VP. And
I mean, it really goes to show how like fragile the draft is, that they've had this kind of start, and everything's gone basically as well as you could expect, and still VP are right there with them.
Yeah. On the bright side, to help them like maintain their lead... Oh, Funnick, he can't die here. Okay, he's fine. But if the Ursa actually finishes up Aghanims, it's going to be way better for them during the mid-game. Just having that much lower cooldown, the consistency of being able to break out of all the CC and whatnot, and just kill your target It's very important for him.
Oh, they have isolated No Fear up on the high ground, but at the same time, he drops the zoning Death Ward to try and turn this one around. They walk into the Roach pit.
No.
Roach has been killed off. The Io's dead. Somebody pick up the damn Aegis. Who's going to grab it? It is the Nature's Prophet. Funnick to the rescue. Grabs the killing spree. Looking for G. Lobbing in the auto text. They'll get that one as well. A 3-for-1 exchange. Almost a complete disaster for Spirit. But Funnick, the man of the hour, saves the day.
God, Aloha Dance was so greedy there. He popped his stick and then ended up not dropping it in time, and just ends up, you know, not getting it at all. Blink Dagger on Funnick paying dividends there. If he didn't have that item, I think it would have gone the way of VP. And
that Aegis, it must have been on the ground for like 5 seconds.
Yeah,
legitimately.
He got knocked to the high ground, so the Ursa obviously can't get back down to pick it up, and unfortunately, no one on the side of VP was actually in range to do so.
Yoku, he does have the Battle Fury, very handily for these situations, and he's even going to commit a spin just to make absolutely certain that no one on Spirit can get in range. But they know they got to play defense now.
And Team Spirit honestly got away with murder there. If they lost that Aegis and Aloha Dance picked it up, he didn't even use his Doom. That's the other part. So he comes back, has Doom available. You know, you're fighting potentially an even engagement, and maybe they even lose that fight if you're Spirit. So a very close game still, even with a 9-kill lead for Spirit.
Now they're playing with a lot of aggression, but don't want to force the issue too much in the mid lane. Funnick's going to TP top. He has gone for the Blink Maelstrom, so we're not seeing like that Vlad's build up or more of like the fighting team-oriented build that General brought to bear. This is a little more damage, a little more split push, and wants to keep the lanes out to set up these relocate ganks.
It works better for him in this game because VP don't have any catch yet. They don't have a Blink hero. There's a lot of farm that is needed on VP before they start to get any sort of picking potential, so it just means that he can go for like the greedier play. He doesn't have to buy team-oriented items.
Yeah. Let's see where Spirit want to go next. 4 heroes towards mid. He's looking for a courier snipe, it appears. Was TPing behind the tree line. Is he going to go for it, Funnick?
He can definitely
trying to track this donkey down. I'm not sure he knows where it is now.
He's probably waiting for it to get in base. It's actually safer to go for it when it's closer to the well, but he'll let it go, it looks like.
Yeah, he lost vision and wasn't sure if it had juked, perhaps. Instead, he's going to hunt for G. Bottom relocates coming in. There's the Sprout. Zeusalt gets popped, and immediately they almost finish off. Oh, there's the sentry. Spirit play with their food a little bit, and then finally Ursa will chow it down. So a mega kill streak, another death, but I mean, despite all these deaths, Invoker still in striking distance when it comes to net worth. Yeah, it does have the Midas, but obviously he benefits a lot from the levels anyway.
I think he's just struggling, honestly, because it's Exort Invoker. Because, you know, Quad Swex, you see the relocate coming in, you just throw a tornado on it. And then you can, like, deafening or ice or whatever.
Again, behind enemy lines, in deep, self-sprouted. Hey, guys, I'm here! As Big Daddy Ursa comes over the top, the mini Ravage from Goblex. Huge commitment from Spirit deep under the enemy tower. Desperately try to kill FNG. They might be able to do so. They get the FNG kill looking for Aloha Dance, but now the Omni Slash try to turn this one. Is only going to crack the Aegis. I'm not sure that's good enough, Andy. They have committed a Doom onto Iceberg, but that's going to end up wearing off. And now Yoku gets forced back towards the well. Illidan there with the blink forward. They're diving team for 2 hours. This is CIS Dota at its finest. But Spirit, finally rebuffed, will be forced back. 4 heroes down. It cost them an Aegis and an Ursa. And it is a big win in the end.
Damn. That was deep. And he got his man. So we'll say it's worth. But they get the tier 2 anyway.
They're bodying VP right now.
Yeah, but this is the kind of style that you have to play when you're Team Spirit sign up. You just have to go, go, go. And again, utilizing that Aegis that Funnick had, sitting there, tanking the full Omni, the Treants ate a couple of slashes as well, just showing how useless Juggernaut is in those situations. Like, you need to find them off without the Fury in there so you can get a useful Omni. Because to be honest, Yoku, it's not like he's playing bad or anything, it's just so damn difficult to make that hero useful with his ultimate.
And by the time he even finds something like the Io, it may have a Ghost Scepter and, you know, just won't even be an easy kill. So
yeah, I mean, we haven't talked much about FNG either, but I just want to note, this is probably the poorest Beastmaster I've seen in a long time. Like, it's 23 minutes in, he doesn't even have a book 1.
I mean, geez,
that is like...
That's ugly.
That is super bad. Like, usually, at this point in the game, General has, like, at least book 2 and a blink, even if he's had a horrible game. And FNG doesn't even have his book 1, so there's no threat from the Beastmaster either coming out right now, except for the vision that he grants, which, sure, it's helpful, but...
And you're not getting those solo kills, and Zeus showing his power.
Yeah.
Sees nobody on the map and knows what's up.
That's actually the first time I've seen a player do that in a match like this. Like a lot of
It
Zeus...
used to be every game, really, when it was like the 4-position, like AUI 2000 support Zeus, dating back to the old Cloud9 days.
It was really useful back then, and because that was like just I think when they changed the Sentry Wards not scouting the smoke anymore, and then people were picking Zeus just for that reason, so you could just know where the smoke was coming from.
Oh, that's right.
But yeah, nowadays most Zeus players just save their ultimate for a kill. You know, you have like some global presence and you just pop it. But nice to see utilization of it there from Illidan.
Yeah, it gives them a lot of confidence as well. VP having just blown a smoke are unlikely to go for it again, so can farm the map a little more aggressively. See that top lane pushing in. Only 2 outer towers remaining now for VP. They are starting to feel a little restricted here, and that top tower is indeed quite low. I mean, speaking of poverty, No Fear is feeling the brunt of it. 1,600 net worth on the Witch Doctor, and not likely that changes anytime soon the way the game's going. As
Yoku.
A raiding party moves in. This is a big kill, but he does get off the Blade Fury. Has no TP scroll, unfortunately. Yoku may go down anyway. They're really committing for it. They jump forward. Big Daddy Ursa up in the house. He's popped the ultimate, and he will get doomed immediately, but I'm not sure they can kill him off. Always want to fly there beside him. Tether up, relocate back. Doom has now been blown on nothing, but they do get the roar on Illidan at least. This would be a big kill. Zeus, very high level, quite farmed, and done to the Infernal Blade, but still does a heck of a lot of damage. And now Funnick joins the fight. Mjolnir, dealt with. You wanted to get Omni Slash, you're going to get one, but is it enough? Iceberg now is just chewing up the backline. This bear wants a snack. He smelt the food, and he wants to taste a little more. Iceberg running forward is going to turn this Samurai into just another snack. Yoku will go down. That's 4 dead. And the Doom didn't really get much done there, but you can't ask for a better Omni Slash.
Now that was a little bit of an optimistic TP from Funnick, but he wanted to, I guess, scout out just in case they were going for a juke or something. I'm not sure. Ends up paying with his life, but for VP, that's honestly one of the better trades they've made this whole game, and they still lost 4 heroes. So I don't know exactly. The biggest issue with playing Doom against Ursa is that at some point, you have to decide whether you want to Doom the Ursa and take him out of the fight for a few seconds and hope that you can make enough of an impact in that time to make him not want to come back in. Because otherwise, what was just displayed there is the outcome. It's okay, well, I got doomed for like 10 plus seconds, whatever. My IO is going to save me 100% of the time. And then because I'm so farmed, even if I'm outnumbered, I can still kill like 3 of your cores. Because Omni was down, Doom was down, Roar was down. There was no like disable left for the Ursa when he came back. And that's when he's at his strongest.
And what's even scarier, now he's got a Basher, so it's going to be harder to run from him. And at some point, he may get a BKB and... You know, sure, they have a certain amount of disable that goes through it, but if they've already blown all those spells, then what do you have left? The cast won't work. Cold Snap won't be available. He's just going to run all over you.
I think this is actually just VP being a tiny bit too greedy, because at the end of the day, you know, we spoke a little bit about this earlier, and how much farm their team actually needs, is that FNG pretty much became the sacrificial lamb. He's like the guy who kind of needs farm on his hero, but just can't get it because the Doom needs the farm, you know, the Invoker needs the farm, the Juggernaut needs the farm. I think they needed to either just not pick the Doom, or pick a different core besides Juggernaut that would have been more useful during the mid-game phases, like, I don't know, Ember or something like that, wants to be more proactive about fighting.
I mean, or maybe it's even the item adjustments that we could talk about, like G or skill builds as well. G going Quas Wex Invoker instead of into the Quas Exhort. Heroes are just getting mauled right now. FNG down again. I feel like we've seen this movie before. They are going to do Iceberg, but they really need to be dealing with the IO, and always want to play as a Ghost Scepter. Keeps them alive. Definitely Blast. Huge amount of damage committed onto him. They do get the kill both down. That's the kind of combination that VP need.
That was huge.
That's a big kill. Ursa is the highest net worth hero in the game, 2,600 gold swing, but, well, those types of overextensions are what can get VP back in this game, Andy, and they had a big one there.
He was relying on the IO to save him, but the Infernal Blade mini-stun actually canceled the relocate. So, I mean, yeah, that was a sick play from Aloha Dance, but you can't always rely on that, you know what I mean? That's not a
super high percentage play, but he gets it that time. And now they might get more. Little old lion found deep in his own woods will be punished.
I mean, that's a pretty big exchange there. They get the tower, they kill 2 cores, they kill the lion.
Been to killing spree as well.
Yeah. Too bad Roshan isn't up, or that would be like the ultimate dream for them. They're like walking to the pit being like, please God, be up.
Speaking of which, he is up in 1 minute.
Yeah, but by then,
They'll
Team
be up.
Spirit are going to be, you know, they'll even have relocate in 1 minute's time, so.
In fact, it might be the worst time for them to fight. Bear emerges from hibernation and is hungry. very hungry.
You can tell VP's lineup is still, it's strong, but it needs a lot of time to get off the ground, and Team Spirit just really haven't given him that space. But if they make a handful more mistakes like that, it could very easily get turned on its head.
I mean, it feels like it's fair to say that they probably should, well, I mean, if all 4 of their cores were farmed, generally, I think you'd say they have the late game, but
yeah,
Beastmaster is so poor. I mean, do you still think they would if it just remains relatively stagnant for the next 10-15 minutes?
The thing about Beast is he only needs another 2,000 gold and his item progression is done. Like, sure, getting a blink is nice, but just having the book 3 is so impactful in the fights because you can put it on a hero and drain the mana, like of the Ursa or even of the IO
potentially as well.
Yeah, it's just so much utility in that one item. They're not going to be able to get here in time to contest this Roshan. Team Spirit's killing it way too fast. And then as soon as it dies, they're going to realize, oh god, we need to get the hell out of here.
Tornado comes through. The Dire actually wants to get the kill. He snipes not only the Roshan, but also the damage. Just massive plays God, killing them all, and maybe the hopes of Team Spirit now at Doom. Omni Slash committed. They slay the bear. VP somehow pulling this game back from the brink and turning it their way. They force Illidan off of the fight. I think they...
Dear Lord.
What actually got... Was it the tornado that got the last hit on Roche? I don't know if I've ever seen that before.
It killed Roshan. He blinks in, he gets the Aegis, and then what happens is the Ursa gets the cheese, but he gets doomed. So he can't use the cheese. He walks to the left, avoids the rest of his team, eats an entire Omni Slash, and off of that, VP are just like, all right, we won the team fight. That's
it. It's a miracle.
That was actually
that might be the fight that actually turns the game entirely.
That was literally the absolute best case scenario in every single way. You could not have asked for a better fight than that because the IO is dead too. So we can't relocate out the Ursa who's getting solo. How do you get an Omni Slash on just one hero in that team fight? Like if Iceberg walks towards his team, you know, maybe he lives at least long enough to pop the cheese after the fact, but because he just gets killed so quickly, there's no way that Team Spirit can take the fight anymore. That was actually insane.
And the insanity might continue bottom as G is aggressively diving here for the godlike kill. Isn't going to find it. But is threatening. They may have called up Ice Frog, you know. They used their phone a friend option and the frog delivered.
That destroys Team Spirit's momentum, honestly. Like that kind
and
of
you can see it here in the graph too. It's plummeting now.
All right, well they will get Yoku here, which is a good thing.
It's a pretty big kill on the Juggernaut. Chucking out the Veil at the last second. Takes him off the map for about a minute, but still does not erase that Roshan fight. Not by any stretch.
They can just look back to using split push, I suppose, but now it's getting a little bit scarier for Funnick to be out on the map. You know, you got the blink on the Doom, you get the blink on Invoker, Beastmaster, maybe eventually FNG's going to get his second book. No, he's actually, I think, forgoing it for blink. I don't think he's going to get book 2 at this point. Maybe he goes back for it if they win another good fight, but I think he just wants the Blink Dagger to apply even more pressure to Funnick and make him more apprehensive about the split push game.
Yeah, book 1's it's a lot better than it used to be.
I mean, it's still not bad.
Yeah.
It's just that...
I mean, it used to be terrible. It used to be just like free gold.
Right.
But at some point, it's a dream for a distant day.
You know, if VP win this game and we interview FNG, and be like, how does it feel that G just won you Dota 2? Because, I mean, honestly, on the back of that and one Omni Slash, they might have just brought this game back.
Spirit have to feel like their spirits are pretty wounded after that fight. See if they can pick themselves up off the floor, but you can just see it in their position on the map. 4 heroes kind of more reluctant to walk out before. They were all over the VP jungle. They're creeping up a bit on the north side, but it's not that deep invasion play we saw from earlier. Definitely feeling restricted in terms of their presence on the map here. And resorting more to nature's prophet things. Cutting the waves.
Yeah, but he's got
pushing.
He's got all these mid-game items, you know? Like, sure, he just finished his BKB, but he's got, like, Dragonlance and Mjolnir, which is okay.
Dragonlance, huh?
Yeah, it's a bit interesting. It's safer to split push with the Dragonlance, I suppose. And also, if you sprout somebody with Dragonlance, you can just hit them for free, and they can't hit you back. It's kind of nice, I guess. You know, we saw...
Cheeky.
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, I'm not 100% sold on it, but it's not super bad or anything.
I'm curious if curious to see how it works out in the upcoming fights, but for now, hasn't really made much use of that BKB.
Well, he just bought it, to be fair.
Yeah.
Said it for like 2 minutes.
Wondering if they're gonna try to go for something with it. I mean, the thing is, like, BKB is not an auto-win item this game by any means.
No,
so
absolutely
much that pierces it.
And with Yoku having a Blink Dagger now, he's going to have a lot easier time positioning himself in fights to get a more opportune Omni Slash. Like, we saw the difference, you know. The 2 fights where he got decent Omnis, they won. And the fights where he can't get a good Omni and it gets eaten by trees or whatever, or hits the Ursa when he has Enrage on, then the fight becomes much more difficult for Virtus.Pro.
My thanks.
Things have slowed down, and this is much to Yoku's liking, as well as G's, who are ramping up the farm quite a bit. You see the Doom creeping up there in the net worth chart now in the top 5.
Well, they have a lot more space than they're used to now, because before they were kind of constricted to their own side of the map, but with that last Roshan engagement, not only did they obviously get a huge chunk of experience and gold from it, but they maintain a good amount of control in the downtime so that they can actually farm multiple areas, instead of just having everyone farming the freaking woods. You know, G's sitting bottom, he's making Team Spirit want to commit to him, but it's difficult, you know, because he has BKB and Blink.
So, with Spirit losing the Roche, losing the Aegis, bad sequence of events, how do they get back in this game?
I mean, I don't know if there's any one item now that the Ursa's going to get that makes a giant impact. Maybe, I guess, BKB or Abyssal Blade, I guess. Oh, he has BKB on the Courier, never mind. Okay, yeah, so it is BKB. This will be a nice power spike for him, because unless he gets, like, Doom Omni'd like he did previously, I don't think he can really die. And if he does get Doom Omni'd, hopefully he gets saved by Always Wanna Fly this time, instead of Always Wanna Fly just exploding in the team fight.
Yeah, they've done a good job at hunting the IO in the last few. This time has the cheese, though, so it will be a tougher kill.
He's got Ghost Scepter as well, which means he can't be Omni'd, pretty much, until the Juggernaut buys Diffusal, which I can only assume is going to be Yoku's next item. It's really good against Ursa, it's really good against, you know, killing the IO and just chasing people down. Also, you can purge off Hexes, which, you know, Lion Initiation can be annoying.
Does sound like a solid pickup overall here. Spirit just split pushing, though. You could see VP was going for the earlier smoke play, didn't find anybody in the end. Was zeroing in on the Nature's Prophet of Funnick, but he backed away to the base. And they do see Aloha Dance, has the blink, and is just gonna jump out, but the Sprout comes through with the Dragonlance, gunning to work. Now the jump in from the Bear secures the kill, so they do find the Doom, down for a full minute. This could be big. Do they see the Invoker?
He pulled his spirits back. Always Wanna Fly, he would have scouted the Beastmaster.
Oh, meanwhile, top lane. Always Wanna Fly, he's back. And Tornado is gonna clip him. Sunstrike coming through. Spin. There goes Splat.
Yeah, G's getting to that late game Invoker stage where all your spells just become ridiculously powerful. He's actually, when he hits level 21, because of his skill build, he'll have the AoE deafening too, because of Aghanims, which makes his teamfight potential just shoot through the roof.
And that's where the Ursa's BKB charges become really precious.
Yep. But I think it's quite easy for him actually to stick on a target. The only thing he has to really worry about is Roar, and I don't think FNG will ever Roar him just because of the IO. I think you either have to Roar the Wisp and Doom the Ursa, or vice versa. I don't think you can apply both spells to the same person, otherwise it's either just a waste because the IO will die, or it's a waste because the Ursa will get saved. So it's a bit tricky.
VP do see Nature's Prophet pushing down mid. Looks like Yoku is going to back off, and Funnick will retreat as well. So there's the Diffusal Blade. Good call there, Andy.
Yeah, it's standard Jug, honestly. Even in games where you don't need it for like Ghost Scepters, you still buy it. Roar here.
Illidan, are we finally going to see FNG score a kill? Behold the meatball.
No, G stole it. It's fine.
But FNG got that one in our hearts.
He got some assist gold, you know? Yeah. He's making his way up in the world. He's got his Blink Dagger, dude.
He's almost surpassing the IO.
Oh, God. When you say it like that, it's so sad. Poor FNG, man. I want to just give him a hug, you know?
Yeah. Fortunately, he's Beastmaster, and the hero still does work.
Still broken, actually.
I don't feel too sorry for him.
Disgusting Beastmaster players.
Could be worse. Could be an Earth Spirit picker.
I don't know, man. Beastmaster, I think, is almost on that ES tier.
Yeah, it might actually be worse.
I mean,
especially because people have gotten a lot better at dealing with Earth Spirit than they used to.
Earth Spirit can't solo kill your core. You know what I mean? With like a third of the net worth that your core has. All right, so still anyone's game at this point, just all down to the vision game. Who gets the better initiation? Whoever gets pulled out of position a little bit more. In that regard, I think VP have been playing very well. You know, the early game was just brutal. They were getting smashed. It seemed like it could have potentially just been like a 20-minute GG. And then one or two really big fights later, and all of a sudden VP have opened up the map once again for themselves. Yoku is getting to kind of like this critical mass where you can't really burst him down anymore. He's probably just going to be going Scotty after this. Yeah, he's got the ultimate orb already, so...
And well, you're talking about initiation, and do want to mention Nature's Prophet pretty much has the Scythe device now. Funnick now buying the ultimate orb, so we're going to see that come out momentarily. And Invoker for G pretty much has the gold to buy a Scythe if he wants it as well. 5,300, so... The Blink Hex with the global presence will be out, and now an Abyssal Blade. Lots of initiation for Team Spirit all of a sudden.
He might go Octarine, actually, instead of Hex on the Invoker.
Yeah.
I don't know if they necessarily need the extra lockdown. See, that's the biggest thing. Like, it's good against Ursa, but it's the same ideology and not wanting to overlap CC on the same target. And really, you only want to Hex the Ursa or the IO. Maybe I guess the Zeus, if he's like really out of position, you can do that to him as well. But I suppose Hex or Octarine are both good.
Yeah, well, for Spirit, they do have those 2 new initiation items. And Yoku, oh, close call there on the little lion. Almost got caught as the Zeus ult comes through. Iceberg gonna unveil that fresh, shiny new Abyssal Blade, but he gets scored. Doom pops the BKB before this all happens. Then the Omni Sledge comes through. Where's the backup for Iceberg? Shredded and dealt with off the bat. Juggernaut is actually finally getting active here on the field of battle. That's 4 down and exploding as G drops the celebratory. Now, full AoE Deafening Blast. That's a 5,000 gold swing, and just like that, VP feels like they're in the driver's seat.
I think Aloha Dance like misclicked or something. He just didn't relocate. I don't know if he was scared of the Infernal Blade coming out from Aloha Dance, because he doomed the Ursa and then blinked straight behind him, knowing exactly where the Wisp was to try to stop the relocate coming in, but he just never cast the spell. They just died.
VP, they hold their own destiny here at DreamLeague in their hands, and it seems they're grabbing it by the throat, closing in on what could be the Game 2 victory. They just need this one game, and then Vega will be eliminated. Yoku peeling off the racks. He will get hacked. Burst quickly by the Zeus. They have a Finger of Death, and he commits everything to lob it out, but it's not enough for the kill. Yoku healed up by No Fear. They sacrifice the Lion too. It's another death, and that may fuel round number 2 of this VP push. The game could end any moment now. Ursa out for 10 more seconds. That's a lot of time when Juggernaut is this farm. Smacking away, wailing at this tower, and dropping it quickly as G moseys forward, dropping the Ice Wall, coming onto the Zeus, cutting off the path of retreat. Illidan 2 is going to fall decapitated by FNG and VP. It seems they may have done it here. Always want to fly down danger, but it's G who's dove deep. He's in way too far past the tier 4 towers. He's going to go down. A costly death has the buyback though. They may also lose Loa Dance on the way out, and Funnick looks for more, trying to run down No Fear. He's turning back for Yoku. They want to make it 4 kills, and I think they're going to get all 4. Oh, Yoku low, trying to run away. He has the blink. The Juggernaut is out, bitch, and it looks like he'll make it home safely, at least for now. TP coming fairly soon. Buyback on the Witch Doctor.
Wait, what? Why did he buy back?
Well, just wants to feel relevant, I suppose, this game.
Maybe they think it's going to be a super long chase, because that's the only reason I
mean,
can guess.
It appears to be a super long one, but it's
it's Roche.
It's to the Roche.
Okay, yeah, okay. I was like, wait a minute, what?
And he's actually got an Omni. They might go back in.
Oh,
Team
dear
Spirit.
God. Oh, God,
Team
they got
Spirit.
Hawk Vision. They got Hawk
Spirit.
Vision.
Not like this. Sprouts there, up on the high ground. They've dropped the Mask of Madness. Ursa really wants this one, but FNG jumps in. This time the Radiant get it. Now the Omni Slash. So this Ursa, he's going to need some help. He is alive for the time being. Io keeping him fresh and healthy. The mech there always want to fly, doing his diligence to try and salvage this Roche fight. But they've lost their Zeus. They've lost their Ursa. Zeus coming back soon. Ursa, though, controlled, dealt with, and dead for 80 seconds. Was it worth it? I say no. Mask of Madness now destroyed as well. Crushed beneath the boot. Nature's Prophet has bought back, so if he dies, he's out of this one for a very long time.
Dear God. I don't even know what to say. Like, VP...
They smoked the crazy stuff, and...
They actually had the absolute perfect team fight. And then just that one fight brought their entire lineup back into the game. And we always knew that they would have, like, superior late game. It was more just a matter of if Team Spirit could pressure enough to make sure they never farmed. But the problem was, after that, just that one engagement, it's just all map control is regained. All right, we're fighting against like a tri-core lineup with a Doom. Suddenly game is really damn hard.
Even though they may have gotten a bit overzealous, dove very far into the enemy base, they had the buybacks and they had all the lanes pushed in, so
yeah.
VP, a little room to play that full divide Dota.
Oh, yeah, he went Lincoln's. I thought he was going to go Scotty, but Lincoln's is still... Actually, I have no idea why he bought Lincoln's. I actually don't understand that pickup at all. I mean, he's against a Zeus with an Ether Lens.
Good question to ask FNG after the game, perhaps. We'll see. Lincoln's getting popped, and he will jump forward. Funnick has been roared. FNG committing onto him for the time being. Yoku just spinning and trying to hit the tower a few more times, but the BKB's there now. Funnick leaping forward, then gets a little confused, does a quick 360 no-scope, finally drops the Hex onto G. Ursa's there, but not hitting at all. The Angry Bear will at long last get the Invoker kill. That's a dieback on the Invoker, out of the game for 5 minutes as far as the buyback goes, 100 seconds as far as the ability to respawn goes, and now your Witch Doctor also dying back, all aboard.
Relocate.
The VP feed train. This could get ugly real quick. They found a low audience too. Funnick there once more, but Yoku trying to salvage this one. He has assassinated one. Starting to hack away at Iceberg. Goes with the Blade Fury. Not really the best way to damage Iceberg, and will end up backing off. He's looking nervous now. 3 dead. The Doom's down. This could be 4 if they could just isolate Yoku. Goes for the Hex into the monitoring. Bit backwards there. And Yoku will run away. Grabs the Invis.
All right, Lincoln's worth now just because of that.
And retreats out.
And normally you buy Lincolns in these types of games when you want to stop some kind of crazy initiation. And I suppose in some ways, if he's like split farming a lane, maybe he's worried about Funnick's Blink Hex.
Yeah.
That could be like one reason, but that's like the only justification I can find. Because if you're just pushing high ground, Lincoln's does nothing for you against this team, because the Zeus is just going to break it instantly.
Yeah, we saw that fight as well, and then he had to back off very quickly. Well, Spirit, they haven't lost that second lane yet, Andy. Seems like they're not entirely out of it. Graph's equalizing a bit. Zeus is starting to really do a lot of work as we head towards the late game.
Yeah. It's getting a bit scary, I guess, for VP, because they feel like they're in the driver's seat after winning so many successive team fights and obviously having really strong late game on top of that. But you can never underestimate Ursa. The hero just does ridiculous amounts of damage, has Abyssal, BKB. You still don't have a tremendous amount of lockdown for him, and everything that you have is being dumped into that one hero. So it gives a lot of space to the Zeus and the Fury inside of the team fight to be able to just do whatever. And Funnick does actually right-click fairly hard. And because of the fact that he also has a Mjolnir, he still does a sizable amount of DPS. You know, you can't really ignore him in the fights anymore, so.
Still waiting for that decisive engagement.
Yeah.
I'll see now an ultimate orb up on Iceberg.
I mean, G
is this going to be a Lincoln's of his own? What are you thinking for the Ursa here?
I think Lincoln's is much better for him than it was for the Jug, personally, but it could also... It's tough. I think Scotty makes you just ridiculously tanky, and I think for Ursa it's nice because you can just stick on a target forever if you have tether speed and Scotty slow. But it could just easily be the Lincolns with BKB because then you can't get roared, or doomed for that matter. So they have to like burn one on you. I think that probably makes more sense at this point.
I guess technically you have the Omni Slash, and it still goes through aside from the first slash. So
you could do that. That would be like some next level play.
Yeah, you got to commit your Jug in pretty deep though. Also worth mentioning, there's a refresher on Mr. G now, who has had a really big game after being very quiet for VP in a lot of the recent matches.
In my opinion, he won them the game with that tornado. Like, if he doesn't do that and steal the Aegis, I think the game was lost. So,
yeah, and he's been struggling a bit lately, so really nice to see him stepping up here.
Yeah,
but it's not over yet. Spirit's still definitely in this one. All comes down to who gets the jump, and Spirit, under the cover of smoke, may have the edge for this upcoming fight. Roshnot up for 3.5. They're going to reveal the Ursa bottom lane, push this one out. VP actually, like moths to a flame, they see him there, and they start to trickle down, but now the Zeus ult gets popped, and that's going to cause VP to have second thoughts.
Well, as long as they're controlling all 3 lanes, it's not really super... I don't know, it's not super important for them to go for the high ground push right now. Because if they don't have anywhere to farm, Team Spirit are just going to get further and further behind. And it's not like Funnick is out split pushing lanes. He will go, though, for the G kill, it looks like.
No, blink in, Hex, relocate coming through, goes for the Sprout, gets it, and deletes the nature, or rather the Invoker.
Yeah.
But the backup's coming. They may look to turn this one around. No Invoker for 90 seconds. Ursa's angry, jumping forward onto a low audience, gets the bash. It is almost getting the kill, not quite able to lock down the Doom though. Now the Infernal Blade purge, Ursa isolated, there's the finger, Zeus gonna buy back, they're committing everything into this fight. Spirit now, they even have an Ursa buyback if they want to use it. Do they go? Funnick's next man likely to drop here, very low. Yoku, one last swing of that Samurai Sword, gets the kill. It's a triple for Yoku. No buyback on the Nature's Prophet, no split push really happening at all here for Team Spirit. So an Invoker and a Nature's Prophet, both out of the game for a very long time. Double buyback on Spirit cores.
Gold that I
not enough.
They couldn't afford to spend that money. That's really the biggest issue. And upgrading to E-Blade, I don't know about that. I honestly think he just like threw away 3,000 gold. If the Juggernaut doesn't have any defusal charges, okay, fine. I can see E-Blade being kind of useful to stop things like Omni Slash, but in all honesty, the only usefulness this item has at this stage in the game is helping the Zeus burst somebody. And maybe, you know, that's why he bought it. Maybe he wants it for just like the finger and then Zeus combo with the Veil, because the magical damage you have with that is pretty huge. But I don't think it justifies spending that much money on that one item. Like, he can just buy a Glimmer Cape, for example. He could buy, you know, Solar Crest for his Ursa against the Juggernaut and the Invoker, neither of which had MKB. I think there were actually better choices than this, but...
I guess we're going to have to see if he finds that big pick.
Yeah.
Worth keeping an eye here on the buyback status. As if you're able to isolate one of those big heroes that doesn't have it, could be huge. But right now, 4 VP heroes do have a buyback, so it's not like you can just shotgun finger someone and instantly go win the game.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, it's definitely strong in the sense that you can kill a tanky hero very quickly. And if that's the only reason you want it and you're playing around the relocate game, which we already saw Funnick help pick off G, if that's your game plan, then it does kind of synergize with what they want to do. I just can't... When an item only has one purpose at this stage in the game, if it doesn't like work out and, you know, being there when the fight happens, then it just can easily fall flat. I think it's just much easier to buy another item and have more impact.
Yeah, and I mean, we've seen Godblack getting up in the grills of VP in a lot of this fight, a lot of these fights. So he may not be around to get that shotgun off. Last time he jumped in, got cold snapped, almost instantly died. We'll have to see. But Roshan could be the site of our next big battle. Not sure if Spirit will contest. The lanes are pushy against them, but they may have to.
I mean, you got Funnick, the Lightning Lord here, and then the actual Lord of Lightning and Zeus, so they have a decent
all
amount.
the Lightnings.
Yeah, they have a decent amount of split push and wave clear at this point. Ursa, I guess that's his biggest downfall, is he can't push waves that quickly unless you go back for like a Battle Fury or something. But I doubt he'll be doing that since he's
Maybe if you're against the Nature's Prophet, then,
yeah, exactly.
then you do that.
Exactly. But he still needs his Lincolns, and I think that item will be huge for him. Because it pretty much gives him a free 5 seconds in a team fight, unless we already talked about they want to dump 3 ults into him just straight off the bat. It could happen, I suppose.
I wouldn't be surprised if it does, but it's not a guarantee. As the roar comes through, Godblack with the stun, but does have to use the E-Blade defensively there just to keep himself alive. Juggernaut quickly taking down the Zeus, has no buyback available out of the game for 85. The Doom onto Iceberg. He's likely to be next unless the relocate comes through. Where's the tether? Could he get it off? Iceberg wasn't able to save him. Now they're going to lose the IO as well. That's 3 down, possibly more. Funnick just frantically trying to push out that bottom lane, but there's an ice wall waiting here as the little IO comes through. Cast ultimate position. Good, nice and slow, and down you go. VP closing in on the win. 3 are dead, no buybacks. This looks to be at Andy, and it looks like Vega are unfortunately not going to be making it to the LAN finals.
It looked so good for Spirit this game too. First 20 minutes, it was just non-stop, just battling. Iceberg was snowballing.
I mean, it's going to take a catastrophic throw here for VP. Crazier things have happened in Dota, but you just don't see him very often. As Godblack meets G's massive array of spells will go down. Lots of finger out there, but it's a full 5-man wipeout, and the GG comes through. Virtus.Pro, they hang on. They will not throw this one away, and they will be going to the big DreamLeague finals in May.
They earned it, man. You can't take it away from them. They were so far behind this game. Probably the single biggest comeback I think we've seen in the entirety of the season of DreamLeague. I'm actually fairly certain it is. Amazing performance from really everyone bringing it back. Like G, probably the MVP personally, just from making that one huge play inside of the Roche pit. But to be fair, everyone had a perfect team fight. Yoku gets the solo Omni after the Doom onto the Ursa, kills him, takes him out of the fight straight away. The Aegis steal, getting the Roshan kill with the freaking tornado. Like, what?